on, guys? This is Mr. Teej66's Movie Reviews. I am Mr. Teej66. Well, in honor of its 20th anniversary, which was 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little late on this, I decided to review 1999's The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser. Now, I remember this movie when it first came out. I did not see it in theaters. I saw it on, I think, TV probably, or maybe HBO or something a few months later, and enjoyed it, and then kind of forgot about it for a long time, and I actually purchased this Blu-ray just a few months ago, and I just thought the Blu was in the bargain bin barrel, and I was curious to see if it held up, and this movie's a lot of fun. It's, some parts of it have, some parts of it haven't held up very well. The CGI, which was considered cutting, I remember this movie was considered cutting edge in terms of its CGI at the time. It's aged, but what are you gonna do? The movie's 20 years old, so I'm not gonna hold it against it that much. It's fine for what it is. Imhotep, the mummy, is still a pretty cool mummy. It's like scary enough for I could see little kids being scared of this movie. I've heard that like some kids who were, or people who were kids at the time, were kind of scared by it. I was 17, so it didn't really scare me that much, but casting-wise, this movie is great. You've got Brendan Fraser in basically an Indiana Jones movie. The whole movie is basically Indiana Jones, a version of Indiana Jones, which some people have criticized. But I say, so what? If you're gonna steal from the best. You've got Brendan Fraser playing Rick O'Connell, who's basically the Indiana Jones type, and he's probably my favorite character of the entire film. He does the action well. His quips are great. He, like, comments on the movie, how silly it is without getting too cute about it. You've got Rachel Weisz as the love interest, who's absolutely gorgeous. That woman is just so beautiful, and she hasn't aged, or just barely, but she has some really good chemistry with Brendan Fraser. The guy who plays her brother, I forgot his name off the top of my head. He was really good. All the cast does solid work. It's not Oscar-winning acting by any stretch of the imaginations. They're caricatures, but they do a good job with it. The movie was criticized for its Arab bashing, and because, a lot of the characters make fun of them, call them stinky and, smelly and everything. Yeah, okay, fine, I could kind of see that, but everyone in this movie is a caricature. I mean, even her brother there is a posh English gentleman who's like, oh, and all that. So I do and I don't at the same time see what they're talking about. The action, which is pretty much the highlight of the movie, is a blast. It may not be a a thrill-a-minute, ride, but it's competently staged. The CGI effects, are pretty cool, even though they are dated. The plot is not really complex. There's a lot of mythology in it, and there's some exposition. I guess my only big issue with the movie is it takes a long time to get to the mummy stuff to start. It's a good hour of the 2-hour runtime before, the shit starts hitting the fan. Thankfully, when it does hit the fan, it's a blast to watch. I really enjoy this movie. It's become kind of a cult film over the years, even though it was a huge hit. It came out, actually, 2 or 3 weeks before The Phantom Menace came out, and I guess it benefited from its, people just wanted to see a cool action movie, so it did very well. I never saw any of the sequels or any of the Scorpion King, because I just feel like, they've basically, that well has been dried up, and I really don't think there's much else you can do with it. So overall, yeah, I'd say this is a popcorn classic. May not be an actual film classic, although some people would disagree with me, but it's a fun B-movie, shut your brain off kind of time. If you've never checked it out and you don't mind some of the CGI, it's fun. I give it like a 7.7. I thought it was fun. It's not winning any awards, maybe for its CGI. I believe it was nominated for Best CGI at the Oscars. I can't remember, but overall, yeah, it's a lot better than that. Well, I shouldn't say it's better, because I didn't see the Tom Cruise Mummy, because it looked like complete garbage, and I just didn't bother wasting my time. Can't comment on the sequels either. It feels like a one-film concept to me. But yeah, I would give it a 7.7. This movie is totally fun, totally fine. If you want to shut your brain off, watch some action, get a few good quips in there, this movie's great. But anyway, that's my review, and I will see you next time.